Hello everybody, and you know what time it is. Brand new Stories of Sodor episode reaction. Hell yeah, let's do this. Now, a person on my Discord said this episode was one of the weakest, but after that will come Tragedy, which I know will be amazing. Wish. Still kind of like how Joey is taking Thomas's role. So sad not seeing Thomas in the...
Back when the Farquhar branch was turned into an industrial line, you may recall how most of its stations were closed.
By
save
beaching,
the
yeah.
one at Farquhar itself. That's because several locals came together to form the Farquhar Preservation Society. They were the ones that organized rail tours along the branch and turned a tidy profit doing so. In fact, the FPS did so well they began expanding. Over the following years, they bought and reopened the other stations. Not long after the upgrades to the yard were completed, the FPS acquired the last one, Hackenbeck. But before it could be reopened, it needed renovations. I'm sorry to say, these didn't go quite according to plan. All right there, Howard? Tip top, thanks, Darren. I just got a call from the lumber yard. Those frames we were expecting aren't coming. Why not? Their delivery lorry broke down and they don't have any others to spare.
Oh,
they said
no.
they won't be able to send
Anyway.
them out until tomorrow. Knock on wood.
Great news! What? The delivery of wood. It's delayed. Oh no. Anyway.
Sorry, is there anything we could do? Could you nip over to Carlton and pick them up? I'd have to clear it with control first, and then they'll have to reorganize the schedule, followed by... In that case, never mind. I've got some paperwork I need to catch up on, so I may as well go do that. I'll see you lads later.
Who's
Later.
that? Who's that?
Oh,
What happened?
Darren, you dropped your...
Spoon?
Blimey, you must be doing all right if you could afford gold cutlery. It's gold painted, Ned. My daughter made it for me. She said it'll bring me good luck. The lucky spoon? That girl's
Apparently,
got some
according to the other video I've seen, it's apparently an SCP.
imagination. Her birthday's coming up soon, isn't it? Yep. And she told me and Julie what she wants. A baby brother. That works for you, doesn't it? You've always wanted a son. Yeah, and we tried to have another child, but nothing came of it. I think we're both past it. You never know. It still might happen. I wish.
Huh. Well, guess the wish is granted. Holy, what just happened?
She had a miscarriage? I didn't even know she was pregnant. Nice.
What's a miscarriage? Is it like when the baby dies before it can be taken out? Huh. Never knew that existed. But I kind of sort of like the idea. What the wish... if you wish for something, then you get the wish, but you also get something bad in return. That kind of reminds me of, like, Gothic stories, because I studied them at school, and yeah, that's... One of the stories had that. Yeah.
Did they? According to the doctors, she had what's called a cryptic pregnancy. What's that? It's a type of pregnancy that doesn't show any signs whatsoever. I worked a case where a car was hit by a train. The crash caused the driver to go into labor, and she had no idea she was expecting. Thankfully, both she and her child survived. Sadly, the child didn't survive here.
Huh. Something that I kind of like. I like the amount of attention Joey gets in this one and the last one. It's a good idea, and I honestly kind of like it. But one thing I'm not really a fan of is that they don't exactly give Joey flaws. Joey still has the exact same personality as he did from back when he was a police officer. He's a lot more. He's not as strict about something. Yeah. And honestly, that is not a good thing, because if you're going to have Joey do something else other than being a police engine, fine. I can sort of like that idea, but if you must do it, this is the moment where you should give him some actual flaws. Like, think about it. He hasn't pulled passengers for, 30 years? Or 40? And this is probably the right time for him to do kind of the same thing Kate did back in season 5, where... she hadn't pulled passengers for several decades and had troubles with passengers. Whereas here, Joey just knows how to pull passengers with no explanation. It's just, this was the right time to give Joey some actual flaws. But no, he just has the same personality. Always loyal, always perfect. That's not really a good thing. I kind of like characters with flaws more. They're a lot more interesting, hence why, hell, even those with character arcs, yeah, also those have their flaws. So yeah, I like it.
That's awful. Do we know how far along Mrs. McIntyre was? Far enough they could tell it was a boy. A boy? I'm afraid so. Your driver has gone on leave to be with his wife. In the meantime, Justin, you will have a substitute. Understood, sir. All right, with all that out of the way, I do have some other announcements that aren't so bleak. I'm sure you've heard the rumors the Air Museum at Trial is closing down, and I can't understand why. It always seemed busy. It isn't due to a lack of visitors. Instead, it has been taken over by Elsbridge Airport. What for, sir? They're experiencing a high amount of traffic and need extra facilities to keep up with demand. Sounds like business is soaring.
Oh, crap, ads. Oh, and they're not.
Sorry, when's this supposed to happen, sir? Not for a couple of months. They need to bring the airfield up to code before it can be reopened for commercial use. And when it is, we will run a dedicated service between Trial and Elsbridge. Are you talking about a commuter train, sir? How does that work? The FPS owns the station. They neither accept nor sell British Rail tickets. They will from tomorrow. In fact, the FPS has agreed to provide BR tickets at all of their stations. Why would they do that, sir? They want to establish a source of revenue outside of tourism. And according to a survey they conducted, 56% of locals would travel.
How did surveys happen in the 60s? Is there an explanation for that? Because I know nowadays surveys are done on like phones and mobile devices, but how was it like back then? I'm
By
curious.
rail, if the option were available to them. Is that figure reliable, sir? The whole reason we stopped running commuter trains is because nobody was using them. To tell the truth, Percy, even if it is exaggerated,
Actually, it stopped because
restoring
Beeching
commuter
said
trains
so.
around here is very low risk for us. Because the stations aren't owned and operated by British Rail. Exactly. Best case scenario, passenger numbers go up and everyone benefits. Worst case, they don't and we cancel all services. Should that happen, nobody will suffer any real losses. Either way, it will become necessary to schedule extra trains. With Whiff's departure, I feel having another engine working around here is necessary. Therefore, I've decided to reassign Daisy to this branch. I bet she'll be chuffed about that. Oh, she was. She'll start working here tomorrow. I know there was something else I was supposed to tell you, but I can't for the life of me remember what. Maybe it wasn't important, sir. Maybe not. If I
Actually,
remember,
it was
I'll be sure to
important.
send you a message. Good night, engines. Good night, sir. Bust my buffers. The airfield's reopening. Commuter trains are coming back. Next thing you know, we'll be running goods trains around here again. I
I have a
wish.
feeling that will backfire.
This is for us? Yes. Emily dropped it off an hour
Oh,
ago.
Percy's
They
got
need
a
to
wish.
hack it
Percy's
back.
wish
These
about
must be the
taking good
friends they've
trains
been
came true.
expecting. I thought they were going to be sent out by road. The lumberyard couldn't repair their lorry in time, so they decided to ship the client's order out by rail. Maybe this was the thing Mr. Watson couldn't remember to tell us. Who's supposed to take it? You are, Toby. All right, then. I can't believe I'm actually excited by this. Feels like ages since I took something that wasn't a rail tour or a mineral train. What about all the works trains you ran up to Farquhar during the upgrade? Oh, right. I can't believe I forgot about those. At your age, it's to be expected. At least I got this far. Nothing? Nope. Bother. Don't worry, darling. We still love you. That's very kind of you, Daisy. And welcome to our branch line.
Also, something that I just realized right now is that it seems that there are a lot more love jokes. Basically, in Patrick, he was like telling Samantha about how she was nice and stuff. In the last episode, I believe there was the whole Justin liked Mavis and Mavis liked Mavis likes a woman, and here Daisy is literally telling Toby that everyone loves him.
Thank you, Toby. I'm so excited. I look forward to working with all of you. Likewise, if you need anything, just ask. I appreciate that, Mavis. There is something I would like to ask you, but later on. All right, sure. We'll talk later. Marvelous. I best be off. Don't want to be late for my first run. Toodaloo. Nice to know I'm not the only one who's happy to help out a pretty face. Can you blame me? Not at all. That day.
Honestly, Justin is sort of what was the word? Yeah, he just sort of likes attracting every female engine on Sodor.
He's a real rose. Sorry, I'm bad at jokes. Yes,
Yeah.
you are. I wonder what she wants to talk to me about. Maybe she fancies you. I wish.
Oh, bother, what's happened? Did Daisy wish for something?
What happened? Her cooling system failed. Will she be all right? Yes, it wasn't anything too serious. Derek said she'll be out of the works in a couple of days. Hell of a way to start a new job. Too right, but some good did come of it. While I was pushing her to Maithwaite, we started talking. And you were right, Toby. Really? That's surprising.
What?
I thought she liked men. And also women. She asked if I fancied her. I said yes. So we'll see what happens from there. That's wonderful,
Ooh.
Mavis. Congratulations. Perhaps we'll hear wedding bells before long, and Percy could be the good luck package. Phew.
Honestly, I kind of, again, with all the love jokes and stuff, I kind of see a lot more of it in this season. And having some LGBTQ representation among the engines, you know, like how we just saw last episode with Mavis and Justin, and now with Daisy and Mavis. I kind of like this idea of having some LGBTQ representation among the cast, because it makes it more inclusive in a sense. Cool. Instead of the whole male engine with female engine, but I do like those kinds of couples as well.
Stop!
What the?
Rattling radiators, Justin. What's the matter with you? I'm paranoid, that's what. Lately, every
What?
time someone has said, I wish, something bad happens. Daisy broke down, Darren's wife miscarried, and when you tried to take those frames, Toby, you derailed. That's just bad luck, Justin. It's not like anyone is walking around
Ooh,
with a
it's the
monkey's paw in
spoon.
their pocket. What about a golden spoon in that cab? Are you talking about the one your driver's daughter made? I know it sounds balmy, but all this started happening when it showed up, and you've told me stories about some of the strange things that have happened on this island. So, is it possible? I won't say it's impossible, just unlikely. I mean, there has to be a limit, and why would you still have it? Darren put it in his lunchbox. When he left, he forgot to take it with him. Like I said, I know it sounds mad, but it all seems too coincidental. If you're really concerned about it, why not have your crew take the lunchbox out of your cab when they show up tomorrow? That's the plan. In the meantime, we should be careful what we wish for. What's going on, Howard? This is a walk-off, Justin. The client hasn't paid us, so it's tools down. The FPS hasn't paid? Did they say why? They claim it was a bookkeeping error, but if I had £1 every time I heard that, I could have bought this station myself. There's no need to be so cynical. It might just be an innocent mistake. I wish. Yes, I wish that too. And for nothing bad to happen
Ooh,
whatsoever.
something bad's gonna happen.
All right. I'll see you lads later.
Something bad's gonna happen.
Bye. I'm glad you covered his wish, Justin. He might have had a magic ladle in his pocket. Put a sock in it, Ned. I already feel like a prat. All right. Don't get into a tizzy. I was only pulling your coupling. We took the lunchbox out, and from what I can see, nothing has happened. Fire!
Oh, what
for
the?
fuck's sake! You sure the spoon didn't slip its way back into your cap?
Fire. Honestly, the fire scene was very rushed. Like, everything normal, and the fire scene literally lasted 3 seconds. What that's not a good thing. Like, seriously. That's one of the things I just realized I don't like about this episode. The fire thing felt like slapstick. Seriously. The fire thing is really something serious. A fire is genuinely serious. It could hurt someone. It could burn someone. Hell, it could destroy the station. But the thing only lasted 3 seconds and no emotion at all. That's not good.
I asked my crew to check and they couldn't find it. Later on, we went back to the spot where they left the lunchbox and it was gone. Did somebody take it? Either that or the spoon has a will of its own. God, I sound like a complete lunatic. Only if you're wrong, Justin. Getting back to the fire, do they know what caused it? No, they're still investigating. They were able to put it out quick, so there wasn't much damage. I'm sure the arsonist will be very disappointed. Those old habits again, Joey? You don't need to be a copper to be suspicious of a fire that breaks out at a cash-strapped work site. I don't like coincidences any more than you do, Justin. It does seem a bit dodgy. Still, like I always say, a good investigator never assumes. Perhaps this was simply an accident. Phew, I wish. Oh no. Thankfully, Justin's wish seemingly came true, and without any caveats. The fire at Hackenbeck was caused by an electrical fault, a simple accident, like the payment issue. Both were sorted out quickly and work resumed on the station. I'm pleased to say it suffered no further delays and was opened on schedule. Daisy's repairs were a complete success. When she returned to the branch, she and Mavis began their relationship, which is still going to this day. The same is true of the line's passenger trains.
I wonder if they'll get
The new
married, just
arrangement
like
between BR
Henry
and
and
the
Emily.
FPS worked out well for everyone, especially after the airfield was reopened. The McIntyres were able to recover from their ordeal, and a year later, they would adopt a little boy. As for the spoon, nobody knows what happened to it. Maybe it's rusting in a rubbish tip, or maybe it's granting cursed wishes to unwitting victims. I don't know if it had any real power, but assuming it did, I don't think I'd be brave enough to use it. Would you?
No. Alright, so that was episode 3, Wish. It was a very interesting episode. Like, it was interesting to see the whole Wish thing. I thought that was pretty cool. Like, I thought the idea of having this spoon that is apparently an SCP grant wishes and stuff, I thought that was cool, but the ending kind of spoils it. You know, I actually realized I'm not really that big of a fan of this episode, honestly. I really don't like how they just explain everything at the end. So, I thought that this episode was okay. It wasn't the best one we've had yet, as Tragedy is coming next, and I know it's going to be fantastic. As usually, the Tragedy episodes are the best ones. But I don't like how every single bad luck incident was explained at the end. It kind of ruined the whole mystical thing. And the fire scene was also pretty rushed. And I do think this episode was one with not much action, but more so characters speaking. Also, I think the fire scene, again, could have lasted longer. And had you not explained everything at the end, it would have probably been a pretty good episode. So overall, my rating, I'm going to give it a 7 out of... Actually, I think I'm leaning more towards a 6. Or 6.5 or 7 out of 10. Don't say 6, 7 in the comments, because I will block you. I swear. I'm so sick of that meme. But a decent episode. But also, the Mavis and Daisy thing, that was pretty interesting. And also kind of original, too, because I like the idea of LGBTQ representation among the engines. That's pretty cool. So, yeah. Thank you. I don't have really much to say about this episode, because, well, yeah, it was pretty interesting seeing the spoon and its whole SCP thing, making it sort of an SCPs of Sodor make it sort of into the SCPs of Sodor territory. But again, don't like how everything is just explained at the end. Yeah, so overall this episode was okay, but the next episode, oh well, we'll see who dies, and if it's Reginald, then, welp, R.I.P. Thank you for watching.